might wish this change could have happened differently, but some of us don't learn from the heat. We need the fire. And today, Jen and I are talking about Credence by Penelope Douglas, my favorite, one of my top 5 favorite authors. And it's our first P. Douglas book. Yay! Not my favorite P. Douglas book, but still.
Yeah. It's a good one, though.
Yeah. So, short summary. What is the short summary of this book? Girl loses family. Adopted / step uncle takes her in. Lots of romances and Dilly Do-Dads. And then there's a happily ever after. I mean, nothing. Sorry, I didn't.
Lots of romances, Dilly Do-Dads. What? Works for me.
Maybe you should do the summary then.
No, that was great.
I mean, that's all true.
Yeah, lots of Dilly Do-Dads.
Oh.
Oh, man. Yep. So she moves to somewhere, Colorado?
Yeah, the mountains in Colorado, because that's where they live.
Yeah, with her step uncle and his 2 sons, so her step cousins.
I guess you guys can already know where this is going.
Yeah. Yeah. But unfortunately for us, it was not a reverse harem.
It was not. I was really upset about that.
It was a menage for like a hot second. And then
Still not good enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, okay. So what did you enjoy about this book?
What did I enjoy about this book? That I liked that it was kind of a different pace from her other things. You know, we come off Corrupt, the Devil's Night series and the Fallaway series, which I love them so much. But this was a nice pace of just kind of getting to set with the characters. And I had some great words, and they were there, and they were coming towards me. And then they're like, nope. And they took a surprise left turn. And it still has the tone for Penelope Douglas of like the internal struggle, the external struggle, trying to find space, trying to figure out how to move forward, what to do, how to do it. It still has her tone written all over it, but it was just different and it was new. And I really appreciated that she's such a good writer that she could still write her tone but in a different way.
Yeah.
Not many authors, at least that I have read, can do that. They can touch on different things, but it doesn't always sound the same.
Yeah.
And I loved and hate that she got with everybody. I love that she got with everybody. Yeah. I hated that she didn't end up with everybody. That was a little disappointing for me. I was like, really? She only ends up with one of them? Gosh.
I know. Our poor girl.
Yeah. What about you?
Okay,
actually, no. Can I ask my question? I don't want to ask that question yet. So You said in the last episode that this was technically the first book that you came back from read first.
Yep.
There are other words. You can fill in the blanks.
When I came back to reading.
Yes, thank you. Out of everything that you could pick up, what attracted you to this book to come off that hiatus, vacation, whatever the word is?
Hiatus is definitely a better descriptor. So prior to that fall, so that was the fall of 2021, most of my books had been like more thriller based. Like everything I read had some type of thriller thing in it, unless it was like Julia Roberts, Nora Roberts. Is it Julia Roberts?
Yeah, who's Julia Roberts?
she's an actress, but isn't there a Julia Roberts, like a romance novel or novelist?
There's a Julia Quinn.
Yeah, Julia Quinn. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Nora Roberts, Julia Quinn. There was another one that I read a lot of. So like it was those kinds of books that I spent my time reading. Well, of course, 2020 happened. Like everybody else, I joined TikTok and got onto Book Talk, and Credence was making the rounds at that point alongside ACOTAR. There was another book I brought. I can't remember what it was, but it was I brought 3 books on that trip. It was Credence, ACOTAR, and something else, and I can't remember what the other one was. So it was just a Book Talk book that I picked up and decided to get into, and yeah, that was
Okay.
pretty much it.
So now the other question, what did you like about this book?
I mean, for me, it was something completely new and different than anything I'd ever read. So the whole experience was interesting.
Bet it was.
Like I went from like reading Heather Graham and Mary Higgins Clark to Penelope
Penelope
Douglas.
Douglas. It's a big jump.
So it was quite the detour from my typical reading material. But I think I really liked the country aspect. I'm such a mountains girly. I've never been to Colorado, but homesteading, mountain lifestyle, all of that. Like I love all of it. And I feel like I could picture a lot of it since I'd lived in Alaska. I feel like having the mountains and the snow and being snowed in and that kind of thing, like I was familiar with those concepts. And seeing, I guess I liked getting to see her come into her own person. I feel like I talk about like that type of character development a lot, but whenever an author is able to take a shell of a human being and by the end of the book they're like a fully fledged like woman standing on their own 2 feet, and then you have the main male character come back in, like I feel like that's one of my favorite things. Like Abby Jimenez does that a lot, and it's just there's something to be said for somebody to go through a traumatic event, then have like all of these experiences in a short amount of time, leave those things and start off on her own, and then go back to the person that she felt like she was in love with. And not even for her go back, but like that person come to her and her journeying through that. I really enjoyed that aspect. The smut was great. Like it was the first like smutty book I read. So, and I mean, like now
It's pretty
I wouldn't.
tame.
It's very tame. Like now I'm like I wouldn't even consider it very smutty. I mean, on our scale, it's probably like a 3, maybe.
Yeah.
So I would be interested to see how I would feel reading it now,
Ooh.
because I do feel like you're especially, and I cannot remember his name, but especially the main male character she ends up getting with, like in like being
The
in
dude
game.
that doesn't talk.
Yeah, like I feel like his character was pretty two-dimensional.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you have, he was just very, very flat, and then you have this huge arc basically in the epilogue for him. And, like I would rather see the development, and there was very, very little of that for him. And you can say because he was mute or traumatized or whatever, but like Lisette Marshall, who wrote the Faye Isles trilogy, has a mute, traumatized main male
Mm-hmm.
character that is so rich and so 3D that I feel like that's a load of crock.
So the names are, and it's not because I remember I cheated. I Googled while you were talking. It's Jake is the stepdad or stepbrother.
Yeah,
And then
Uncle
the
Jim.
2 sons is Noah and Caleb. And I believe Caleb is the mute one, right?
Yeah. I knew it was, and it's Caleb with the K. I knew it started with the K,
Mm-hmm.
but I couldn't remember. I can't remember the name. What's the other kid's name?
Noah.
Noah. I would never have remembered that.
I don't even remember her name. Her name's Tyrion. Tyrion? Tiernan?
Um,
Tiernan.
Tiernan. Tiernan is how I would have said it.
Okay. I just instantly went to Game of Thrones.
Yeah. 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 So I mean, it was a quick read. It was something unlike anything I'd ever read before by far. And then I went into the world of fairies and never came back. That's not entirely accurate, but I feel like that's what happened.
Be like, Penn Douglas? No.
Well, she's just an author that like I either love it or I hate it.
Don't you say it.
Sorry. I'm not saying anything. I mean, at
She
least she
hates my favorite book. Okay. My favorite, she hates it. And the other favorite, she doesn't even read.
I
Sorry.
promise I will read. Well, you really like Misconduct. That's one of your favorites, and
That
I really love
is, I love Misconduct. Okay, my two favorites. But this is an episode about Penelope Douglas because I can go on all day about her.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
We'll get there eventually. But yeah, give me some Uncle Jake any day. Like, I'm sorry, Uncle Jake. I'm so glad he got with Tiernan's assistant, secretary, whatever the hell she was, because I just like, I don't know. I just loved Uncle Jake.
Yeah.
Caleb was an asshole. Sorry,
Yeah.
I did not care for Caleb. I didn't care for his arc. I didn't like him as a person. Noah wasn't much better.
I wanted her to be with Jake.
Yeah,
Actually, that's a lie. I wanted her to be with all of them, but if I had to pick one. Here's the thing though, and maybe this is just me, and this is probably going to sound weird coming from me.
oh boy.
I think Jen, you can't say things like that when I'm having a hard time staying on point, okay? Oh, Lordy. How everybody was okay at the end, just like hanging out, knowing that they all slept with her.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know. It was just weird for me. Like, I guess because I read a lot of possessiveness.
yeah.
And it's like, yes, you did this thing, but now we're not going to all go camping together. Like,
Well, yeah, because most of the time, our other main male characters are like chopping off the hands of somebody who touched her by
yeah,
accident.
I mean, that too, but like, even when it has to do with like sharing, even if it's just for a night and not like a relationship part, like, I think maybe it's not even that. Maybe I think it's because it's a dad and his sons and they shared the same woman, which I have finally found a book where that actually happens. I need
Nope.
you to read it.
Oh shit.
Finally. I mean, you don't have to. It's 4 books, you don't have to. But it was finally, to see that dynamic of, oh, this happens and then it stays. And then it's just, it gets really weird when they have kids. But I don't know. That part always stood out to me, them camping and everyone's just in their relationship. I don't think Noah's with anybody at the time. But they're just
Yeah,
like, we're going camping. We got the baby. Like, I think they have the baby. Do they have a baby? I could be making the baby up.
somebody has a baby, I think.
And everybody's just chill. It's
Yeah.
not like you didn't spend like 2 months, like, maybe that's maturity. Like, maybe because Jake was so older and, fucking her for however long he was, and then she
It
ends
was
up with.
one time.
Really?
I think she only actually slept with Jake once. I don't know that her and Noah actually ever slept together. Oh wait, yes they did.
On the
Yeah, I
couch.
forgot.
Because the Jake
No,
comes
and
in.
then and on the couch, but they didn't actually go all the way on the couch. They did go all the way in Caleb's room where they DP'd.
Oh, I don't remember. I'll take your word on that.
Because
Okay, well
I
then
was
maybe that's the part that I missed. But like they were like connecting and vibing for a few months
yeah.
before the Big Bang, and then he just so easily walks away.
Well, I feel like for are you talking about Jake just walks away?
Yeah, like, he doesn't fight for her.
Yeah, but he's a dad. Like, at the end of the day, he's a dad, and he's gonna want his kids' happiness more than his own.
I'm just
So
such a
he's
cop-out.
he's going to concede to once he see especially Caleb, because Caleb was traumatized, he's been sheltered,
Why was he traumatized again?
because his mom left him in a vehicle for hours on end when he was 3, and he, like it was a whole thing. Like, I think he almost died. Like, I feel like he was there for, like, 2 or 3 days.
Oh,
How long was Caleb
I don't remember any of that.
in the car in Credence? Oh, Caleb's time alone in the car is not explicitly stated, but it appears to be a significant duration, likely a few hours. He's left in the car, eventually being found alone and crying.
I mean, haven't we all been locked in the car? At least us older, when you actually rolled down the windows and left people in the car.
Yeah. I feel like with the level of trauma that he had, it was like, I feel like it was a lot more than just
Oh, okay. I don't remember. I blocked it
whatever.
out. But yeah, I didn't like that.
You didn't like what?
That Jake didn't fight for her.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I understand why, but I feel like it made sense.
I guess I'm brainwashed because I read another book, Mafia book. Don't ask me what it's called. I couldn't even tell you. Where they're trying to do an arranged marriage between two families for his son and the other family's daughter, but the father ends up falling for her, and he ends up with her and not the son.
Nay, I like.
So that's my expectation of if you want something, you should take it, or at least seduce it enough.
Yeah.
Definitely been, yeah, just desensitized to some things, I guess.
Yeah, it happens.
I
Was there
don't know.
anything, I mean, I feel like we've covered like what we liked, what we didn't like.
Hmm.
Aside from them all getting together, is there anything that you would have changed that you feel like would have significantly made the story better?
Her relationship with Caleb, since that's who she ends up with. I would want
Yeah.
more of them on the page. But as you go through the book, you don't realize who she's going to end up. I mean, it's quite possible, even with Penn Doug, that she could have ended up with none of them, right?
Yeah.
And then found somebody else. But then I really would hate that because I hate books when I get invested in a love interest halfway through the book and then it's not that person. That's irritating. Not that Penn has done that, but I think that we needed more of them on the page, more scenes with them,
Yeah.
or at least if it was with all three of the guys, that he was the one standing right next to her, or proximity closer to her.
Yeah.
I think that that needed to be done. I can't remember if there was a lot of angst in this book or not.
I feel like there was. I remember them having a pretty angsty relationship. And I mean, and there was angst between her and Noah too, because Noah wanted her more than she wanted him. And really, I think Noah initially wanted her more than Caleb did. And I
Mhm.
think that's part of the reason why I didn't like Caleb as a character is I feel like he ended up developing those feelings, but they started as just like he wanted what his brother had.
Mhm. I can see that. She should have just ended up with both of them. Let's be honest. They're
She
two
should have
sides of
ended
the
up with
same
Uncle
coin.
Jake.
What?
She should have ended up with Uncle Jake.
Well, I mean, yeah, but obviously. But yeah, I think, and I felt like, I don't feel like, and I hate to say this, kind of like how you were talking about how, like, she's developing and going through these, pain points and, like, trying to figure out her life and all that. While she's doing that, it almost felt like this was just a way to pass the time,
Yeah.
not really building relationships. It's like I'm
Yeah.
just passing the time while I'm trying to find myself, which I'm all for that.
Yeah.
But maybe it didn't need to be like the whole book.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, it's definitely presented as Like, you're going to be locked in this cabin 4 months because we're going to be snowed in. So
Have
you've got
fun.
nothing better to do. Yeah. Because Uncle Jake, like, Jake even tells her, you know, be careful or whatever, because you're literally, like, we're all going to be in here for months.
I don't know. Maybe I do need to reread it. That's one of the very few I have never reread. I read it once and that
really?
was it. Yeah, I've never reread Credence since the first time I read it.
Well, that tells me everything I need to know about how you feel about the book.
Ask me how many times I've read Punk 57 or Misconduct. A lot. And I was just checking my shelves. Was it last night or this morning? Last night. And I don't even own the physical copy.
Of Credence?
Yeah. Or Trice Venom 6. Those are the only two ones I'm missing I need to get.
I
I own
haven't
it.
read Trice yet.
I own everything
But isn't
else. I even own Four Brothers, but I don't have Trice Venom 6. I don't know why I don't have it.
because it's set in high school and it's stupid.
I know.
Sorry, I'm a brat.
No, you can be a brat.
That's good.
You're, yeah. I can't wait till we get to the follow-away series. It's going to be torture for you.
No, I don't think so.
At least the first 3 books.
First 3? Jesus.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. First 2.
Okay, I can handle that.
Ready to rate?
Yep.
Darkness.
1?
I don't even think
2?
a 1.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I guess this falls into, yes, it has a forbidden or taboo element, but it's not one that makes, I mean, does that make it dark?
No, I don't think so. I mean, if I were to argue anything for darkness, the parents do commit suicide. It's not explicit, but they do touch on it. And I don't, yeah, it wouldn't be considered on page, but they do touch on it. They kind of touch on her trauma about that too. So I think you could argue there's some like parental neglect.
Okay.
And then the first time she meets Caleb is 100%. And I know you disagree with this, but it's 100% a sexual assault.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The first time, you need to reread this. The first time that they meet, she's out in the garage or something. He finds her, ends up like pinning her up against the hood of a car and like mauling her.
Wasn't he drunk?
I don't know. But still, that's not an excuse.
No. I'm just trying to see if I remember it.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember.
I would probably disagree with you.
You do.
I do. Okay.
Yeah, because we talked about it on book club.
Okay.
And that's okay. You are allowed to disagree with me.
I'm glad. I wish I remembered it so we could have this really great great argument right here about it.
I mean, like
and
I
we
said,
come out tied.
we can always.
We can come back to it in the wrap up.
Yeah, there you go.
So a 1 for darkness.
Yeah, sure. That works.
That's how I win that argument.
Sure. I like it.
I mean, we could totally do 2, but I'm thinking about other things that we've rated at 2. And I don't know if that meets the same level.
No, I think a 1 is fine for this book.
Spicy. You
3?
remember more scenes than I do. I would say a 2, but sure, we can go with a 3.
I mean, you have the DP scene, and it was pretty hot. You've got the couch scene that was hot. You got the truck scene
with Uncle Jake. Hot.
Yeah. I think there was a waterfall at some point. Yeah, that's all I remember. So I would say a 3. And mostly like because of the Caleb room scene that you don't remember.
Okay. I can agree with that. And then overall?
A 3.
That's what I gave it, was a 3.
Yeah, I would say a 3. Like when I read it, I think I rated it higher, but that was many moons ago.
I love that we're on the same page about that. Like, you read it one time, which is, you know, how you feel, how you interpret it, you know, what you're going through definitely sets a tone to how you respond to it. And then years
Yeah.
later or months later, whenever you do it, you look back and you're like, what? Nah. What was I thinking? Let me change that. I change my ratings all the time because of that. All the time. Which is sometimes why I don't even rate anymore. There's not a lot of things I rate anymore because I was like, it just changes. It's too inconsistent. Because, you know, when you've read something and you sit on it for like 2 weeks or, you know, however long, and you're just like, in the moment, yeah, but now that I've had time to percolate, I'm done.
Yeah. Fair.
All right, I got nothing else.
All right, listeners. I almost said, "Hey, team."
You totally could.
Yeah. Let us know what is your favorite Penn Douglas book, and maybe we will add it to, if not this season's lineup, a different lineup at another time. And tag us on Instagram at Bones of the Story, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for joining us on the journey into the shadows of love, where dark romance stories come to light.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Bones of the Story as much as we did. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Your feedback means the world to us.
And to stay updated on all things dark romance, follow us on social media. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
We'd also love to hear from you. Share your thoughts, ideas, or even your own dark romance stories with us. Drop us a line at bonesofthestory@gmail.com.
Remember, our next tantalizing episode is just around the corner, so keep your hearts open and your senses sharp.
Until then, embrace the darkness and let the stories continue to stir your deepest desires.
This is Misty
and Jenn,
signing off
from Bones of the Story.